Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, we're going to talk some boxing. I am what you need. You're watching my channel. I hope you guys are having a good one. It's pretty early in the morning, but I just want to talk a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to talk boxing, but we're also going to talk a little bit about the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, which was fantastic. Blew my mind. You know, I thought that the guy who was much more lighter skinned, black guy, I thought he won the fight. Won the, not the fight, the dunk contest. He was just so creative, dunked over the 7'5" guy. I thought that he won it. They gave it to the other guy. I don't know what, maybe politics, whatever. But at the end of the day, man, just a great contest and very creative. The other guy, I thought he wasn't as creative. I'd seen him dunk similar to that, but the other guy, man, that dunk where he just leaped into the air off the rebound off of the board, cupped the fucking basketball and 360'd it, turned all the way around 360'd it and then dunked it. It was crazy. And then the white guy who dunked the basketball after he touched the fucking board and then dunked the basketball, jumping over a guy, was just crazy. There was some shit that I saw that was just like technically it's just so it's just so video game like this is so difficult to do. That was like wow, I hadn't watched basketball in a long time, and that dunk contest just blew my mind. It was like whoa, I thought that the light skinned guy should have gotten it, but he didn't get it, so it is what it is. Talking boxing, man. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I mean, the excitement for this fight is at a fever pitch. Okay, this is in the longest while the heavyweight division has not felt this alive. And we're talking years, not even with Vladimir Klitschko. I think the last time we really had something that was really alive was Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis. I think that was the last time we really had something that was really great. I think I could be wrong. But that was the last time, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. That was the last time, in my opinion. And so this fight is, you're talking about the top of the top of the top of the heavyweight division, the two best heavyweights in the world going at it. Oh man, I could just imagine the excitement. And there's already a large amount of people. It's the beginning of the week, and a large amount of people. Well, it's the middle of the week now, but when it was shot, it was yesterday, beginning of the week. A lot of people are excited about this fight, and I am excited myself. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Deontay Wilder's got that equalizer. Tyson Fury's got a boxing skill, but he's talking about knocking out Deontay Wilder. It's very exciting, and I want to see what happens in that ring. This is the fight that I want to see. This is the fight fans want to see, and we're going to get it. And these are the two best heavyweights in the division. I'm sorry for the Anthony Joshua fans who think that Anthony Joshua's probably the best. He's not. And these are the two guys. This is the fight. This is the fight for all the marbles. And so we're going to see what happens in this fight. Whoever wins, they're going to be the number one guy. I think that both guys beat Anthony Joshua. I think that both guys beat almost everybody in the heavyweight division. The only guys I think that give them problems at this point in time would be guys like maybe Jarrell Miller, an inside fighter. Maybe Andy Ruiz. We'd like to see how Andy Ruiz fare up against one of them. But other than that, no, man. These guys are, and they really are committed to boxing and so on. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight. I was listening to Aki Sports TV again. Shout out to Aki Sports TV. And he did a piece on Andre Ward being critical of Canelo Alvarez, talking about how Canelo Alvarez, has this pattern, which Aki Sports TV has been saying, of facing guys, that not coming off their best wins or some kind of thing like that, or they're too old or whatever. Listen, those are excuses. I'm going to tell you why they're excuses. The guys that Canelo has been facing have been at the top of their game, okay? However, I was listening to Max Kellerman and, again, Andre Ward talk about Demetrius Andrade. And they were talking about how he wasn't high profile enough to get fights. And, he's a big risk, low reward. And I just don't agree with that. Okay? Andre Ward, of all people, should know better. Okay? Demetrius Andrade is very skilled. We know that. He's a top tier guy. You can't be saying that Demetrius Andrade is not facing good enough competition to get these big fights. Okay? But then the guys who are fighting right now are not facing that kind of better competition than he is. Okay? Why can't he get a Jermall Charlo fight? Who has Jermall Charlo faced that is significantly better than Demetrius Andrade has faced? Demetrius Andrade is two-time two-divisional world champion. What else does he have to do? Gennady Golovkin. Okay, Gennady Golovkin faced Danny Jacobs. He faced Canelo Alvarez. All right, he faced Derevyanchenko. Okay. Those are the best guys on his resume. Okay, everybody else, okay, he might not have some better competition or much more accomplished competition than Demetrius Andrade, but skill-wise, everybody else he has faced has been just as equally as skilled as the guys that Demetrius Andrade has faced. Some even less skilled. Okay. I would like to see Derevyanchenko versus Demetrius Andrade, but Derevyanchenko, he's not in any rush to face Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? to look stupid. You know what I'm saying? My point being this. Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, his best wins, you know, in his career, wins I'm talking about, against like guys like Derevyanchenko, Peter Quillin, okay? As his best wins. Derevyanchenko, Peter Quillin, you know. But the other guys that he beat, which are very good guys, guess what? Demetrius Andrade faced them too. So when you look at the separation, he's been beaten by Triple G. Yeah, you can say that, you know, he should have won that fight, but nonetheless, he was beaten by Triple G. He was beaten by Canelo comprehensively. He was knocked out by Dimitri Bivol. Okay, those are the other exceptional names on the listing. But Danny Jacobs, when you look at it, most of his competition is on the level of a Demetrius Andrade competition. Same thing with Jermall Charlo. All right. Billy Joe Saunders, he got two exceptions to the rule. He got Andy Lee, who was a former world champion, and he has hold on a second, I'm gonna tell you. Chris Eubank Jr. Okay, them are the two guys that Billy Joe Saunders got on his record that separated him a little bit from Demetrius Andrade. But you look at it, most of his opponents, Demetrius Andrade level opponents. So what are people talking about? Demetrius Andrade didn't face nobody. Why is Canelo picking Billy Joe Saunders? Billy Joe Saunders is as difficult a fighter as Demetrius Andrade. If they were both to face each other, it would be a hell of a fight. They're both southpaws. So why is Canelo picking Billy Joe Saunders over Demetrius Andrade? And don't tell me that Billy Joe Saunders got more, is more popular than Demetrius Andrade, because it's not true. This is Billy Joe Saunders' debut, was in the United States of America on a YouTube card. He don't even have his own card in the United States. So why is Billy Joe Saunders being picked over Demetrius Andrade? So I don't agree with what Andrew Ward is saying. Maybe he has the complexion for the protection, Billy Joe Saunders. Maybe he's a foreigner, so you can get some of the UK market, but not even that, because Billy Joe Saunders is not a draw in the UK. He's not. So I just don't get it. I don't get why Canelo, Triple G, Danny Jacobs, Derevyanchenko, Jermall Charlo's not talking about, you really want to fight with me? Come to the Wilder versus Fury fight. Let's make this damn fight happen. Because Charlo needs somebody too. He needs dance partners too. Right? And quite frankly, you know, he been knocking at the door with Canelo and Triple G. You know, he even had this little row with Danny Jacobs, but he didn't seem to be serious about that one. He backed down. But I'm just saying, he's trying to knock on some doors because he needs to get some paychecks. He needs to get some big paydays. And these guys are realizing ain't nobody really excited about facing them. And we need to hold them accountable for that because, listen, let's be real here. They're just ducking them. It's straight up ducking them. It's nothing to do with risk versus reward. They're ducking them, okay? All right? Think about it. I mean, these guys should be faced. It shouldn't be ducked. And the level of competition that Canelo or Triple G, you know, has faced of recent times has not been on the level of these guys. Sergey Kovalev is not on the level. He's more accomplished, but he's not on the level of a Demetrius Andrade. He's just not. I told you guys this. Of course, Get the Smoke confirmed. Hey, man, he was right about that. All right? It's clear Canelo don't want to face Demetrius Andrade. He don't want to face him. Okay? And we have to call these guys. I don't care if you are a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of Canelo. I like Canelo. Like him a lot. Okay? But you have to call him out on this stuff. And Canelo, he's looking to get Billy Joe Saunders. So when Andre Ward started making excuses, you could see the machine working against Demetrius Andre like that. It's not just Canelo, it's the system. Okay, they try to make excuses. Andre Ward's trying to make excuses for why Demetrius Andre's not getting fights. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit because that's not true. It's not true, people. Okay, and when you see a system, Demetrius Andre bodyguards trying to keep him from meeting Triple G to talk with Triple G. When people are trying to physically keep you away from certain fighters, you know that it's deeper than just the fighters don't want to face you. It's a system that decided we're going to blacklist this guy. For whatever reason, they decided to blackball him. Okay? I don't know if it's Al Heyman or somebody he rubbed wrong in the business and they decided you're not getting no fights. Okay? It's the same thing happening with Gary Russell Jr. Somebody he ticked off that was powerful that decided you ain't getting no fights. Okay? Don't know who it is, but quite frankly, Gary Russell Jr. also can't get fights. He can't get the top tier fights. Okay? And Demetrius Andre, the same thing. And I have a feeling that it is that these guys have gotten blacklisted. Okay? Because there's no way, and I hate to say what blacklisted, I think I'm calling them whitelisted. They're being whitelisted. I'm gonna call it the right way. All right? Because quite frankly, how on earth, okay, you gonna face Billy Joe Saunders over Demetrius Andre? Canelo. Why are you not facing Demetrius Andre? That's the one everybody wants you to. And don't tell me the fans need to clamor for this shit. Because the fans, we done polls. And the fans, Clarissa Shields even said it, right? Even fighters are saying it. They want to see Canelo versus Demetrius Andre. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. We don't want to see Canelo versus Jamal Charlo. And I like Jamal Charlo, right? But everybody and their mama would tell you they want to see Canelo versus Demetrius Andre. That's what everybody want to see. If I run a poll right now tonight, and I ask the fans who come to this channel and watch this channel, who they want to see, Canelo versus Demetrius Andre, guess who they're going to say? Or whoever else. They're going to say Canelo versus Demetrius Andre. They didn't want to see no Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev. They came out of left field. All right? And why would you want to go up 2 divisions to face another guy when you have a guy in your division? All you had to do was get his belt, and you would have been undisputed. Come on, man. Make that make sense. Right? So obviously Canelo sees Demetrius Andre as a serious threat to him. He really thinks that this guy could beat him. Okay? He knows it's a difficult fight. This guy, he don't want to touch Demetrius Andre. We all know this. And don't tell me everybody's touching Demetrius, doesn't want to touch Demetrius Andre, because Canelo always go to the smoke. This is one time he ain't going to the smoke. He's not trying to go to the smoke. He going to every other smoke. He prefer to face Billy Joe Saunders over Demetrius Andre. Because Demetrius Andre ain't lost a fight since the amateurs. And a long time in the amateurs. Okay? Demetrius Andre is like an Andre Ward. Andre Ward knows this. You know, I don't like when we have fighters who built their reputation and everything. Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. I have a criticism about Floyd Mayweather for that. And then you turn around and hypocritically come down on certain fighters like Demetrius Andre. You come down on certain fighters like Terrence Crawford, or you come down on certain fighters like Errol Spence, or you come down on certain fighters like Keith Thurman, when you was doing the same things they was doing. I remember Mayweather criticizing Andre Ward, talking about he lost to Sergey Kovalev, and you know damn well he won that fight. Come on, Floyd, you that's your fighting style. So don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. All right? Now Andre Ward turning around now, and he giving Demetrius Andre fatigue. Oh, he need to be in much more high-profile fights, and he need to fight more exciting. He knocked out his last opponent, man. He stopped him. He bullied him. He beat his ass up. He roughed him up. He dogged him. What more do you need to see? He boxed pretty when he ready. He drop a guy, he boxed pretty. Okay? He's done it all. He been in the trenches. He fight inside. What does this guy need to do to get a high-profile fight? He made a splash with his last opponent, man. Oh, well, it wasn't a top-tier opponent. Okay, he was supposed to do that. Okay, fine. Give him a top tier opponent. Why don't one of you guys step up to the plate and let him face? So I hope that Jermall Charlo is serious about it, and we can see that fight between Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo, which we said is one of the Charlo brothers. At least we get to see that, because that's a fight that we'll love to see. I love to see them two top tier guys go at it. That's like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, man. That's the fights we want to see. And something that Wilder said that I love. I was talking to Christina Pancha. He said, listen, man, listen. There's nothing that can't be made. You may have two different promoters, two different companies, all of that. But we made this fight happen, showing that all fights in boxing can be made. And he's right. If you really want to fight, it's going to happen. Right? Billy Joe Saunders trying to price himself out, trying to make it difficult for Canelo in negotiations. Canelo should still make sure that at the end of the day, that fight gets made. Canelo should try to make that fight happen as much as possible with Billy Joe Saunders, because Billy Joe Saunders is probably the closest thing, in my opinion, to Demetrius Andrade. Not as disciplined, not as focused as Demetrius Andrade, but he got some skills. I would have loved to see Demetrius Andrade versus Billy Joe Saunders. That was a fight that we all wanted to see. That would have been a great fight. Didn't happen. All right. But that would have been a great fight. You know, Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo. Love to see that fight. You know, love to see that fight, because those two guys came up. You know, Charlo was watching Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade was watching Charlo. Love to see that fight. You know, these are the kinds of fights that we want to see as fans. We long to see as fans. And that's what boxing needs to give us, the fights we want to see. You know, Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez is a good fight. Good fight. I love to see that. But it's not as big as, say, a Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade. It's not as big as a Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo, because these guys got history. You're talking about guys with history. They've been champions in the same division, and then they move up to another division and they become champions again, showing how good they were. You know? So why aren't they facing each other? So, you know, that's what I got to say, my 2 cents on that. I just think that Andrew Ward there, he's a little bit, again, in my opinion, he shouldn't be saying those things about Demetrius Andrade at all. All right? Demetrius Andrade needs to face competition now. Okay? Now, you guys say, well, Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford is in top rank. Yeah, fights can still be made. All right? But the difference with Terrence Crawford is, over Demetrius Andrade is, Demetrius Andrade, there are fights that just really could easily be made. Demetrius Andrade and Triple G, Demetrius Andrade and Canelo, you know. And Demetrius Andrade is not going around like Terrence Crawford punk-assing people and saying, all these people are cowards, they don't want to face me, etc. Right? He's not saying that. He's just saying, come on, man, guys, give me a shot, give me a chance, okay? That's all he be saying now. And we, the fans, be standing up for him, all right? And people talk about, you know, Terrence Crawford, the boogeyman of the division, blah, 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 blah. Listen. Demetrius Andrade, the one thing about him, he not saying all of that. He said, what don't need to be said, don't need to be said. And he just done with that, okay? He wants to get the fights. That's all he wanted to do. And I, again, think he deserves those fights, okay? He deserves those fights. If y'all want to see him step up in competition, face better competition, sure, okay? Just make sure that better competition want to face him. But yeah, he should face better competition, okay? I'm totally agreeing with everybody there, okay? I'm not going to call him no monster of the division, because he's not a monster of the division, but he a bad motherfucker. And people don't want to face him. They literally are saying this. Canelo said, I'm not interested in Demetrius Andrade, okay? Jermall Charlo, the first guy I heard saying, all right, you really want to fight me, motherfucker? And come down to he the first guy to actually say something like that. Like, he's really serious about it. Everybody else, Danny Jacobs, he's my brother. I'm going to face my brother. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's like a Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford bullshit. I'm not into that shit. Face him. You know? What's his name? Triple G. Triple G was offered him, and he turned the shit down. Okay? This is not like Terrence Crawford shit. This motherfucker turned it down. He didn't not only didn't answer, he turned it down for Steve Rolls, motherfuckers. He wasn't playing. You know? I mean, Billy Joe Saunders said, I ain't facing you. Billy Joe Saunders told him to his face, he's not facing you. We can't make this shit up. The man is being ducked. Like literally. All right? That ain't happening to Terrence Crawford. People are not straight up telling Terrence Crawford, I ain't facing you. I don't want to face you. They're not saying that. Okay? So, I mean, Canelo got the franchise belt, so he don't have to face Jamal Charlo. I mean, this is real stuff. This is real shit. This is not like in a division with Errol Spence and these guys, with Errol Spence going through the people on his side and then he's going to face Terrence Crawford. This is not the same thing. I don't understand how you people can't understand that. But anyway, it's boxing. I'm talking boxing with you guys. Hope you guys have a good one. It was streamed. And this was a good night to just talk about a little bit about boxing. Clarissa Shields, she should be fighting very soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing her fight as well. As some other women in the women's division. In women's boxing. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff all around. I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm what you need. You're going to catch me a little bit later on. You can subscribe, share, and don't forget you can donate to my channel via Western Union or MoneyGram. Just ask me for details. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.